Hey, welcome to another adventure in old code. Today we're going to go back to the dumb folder because there's a big program in there, apparently. And we are going to look at Guy today. A face making expressions, November 25th, 1998. This is clearly me experimenting with graphics. And what I want to do here, I remember this program, so before I run it, I know there's a lot of empty for loops here. So let us go, let's find all the fors. Okay, well there's that one, this one. We're just going to increase them all by a factor of 10 right off the bat, because this is an animation. So what the story of this is, when I was in school, our teacher first taught us the print command and the input command and text-based programming, and then he taught us about graphics. And so that was, very, very interesting. So I remember there were two assignments back to back that he made us do. And one was a still image that we were to make with all the various drawing and painting commands. And then the other one, whoops, I missed this here, was an animation of some sort. So this is actually the assignment, and the assignment for the still image is in here somewhere as well, but we'll get to it later. Okay, so this is why this program, although it is in the dumb folder, did make its way. It wasn't culled when we removed all the small programs. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully the speeds are okay. Let's do this. See, that is and then the wink. And then it's gone. What can I say about that? Let's watch it again. So this is probably when I discovered that you can actually make that nice pattern with a circle, increasing its radius by 1 every time. There's nothing going on here very much except for a lot of circles. So let's have a look. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so this uses a lot of for loops. Everything is going to loop. And so here is us drawing our box. Our box with a circle. And that is just a line command with the B. Draws a box, and we also draw a circle. The box is centered at A. Which is, oh no, what am I saying? It's centered at 320/240, and A is increasing up to 200. So at the very end of this loop, the box is going to be 120. The top left corner will be 120, 140, and the bottom right corner will be 520 and 440, which fits into the 480 screen height that we have very nicely. The circle is just a circle at the middle of the screen, and its radius is the same as A. So it's always going to be touching the top of the box or the sides of the box, which is very interesting. And then we wait for a little bit, and then we draw the circle in black. if we drew also the line in black. There's a reason why I didn't do that, which would have still worked as a face. Oh well. I'm curious why right, and if we didn't, if I just comment that out, we just get a solid box. We don't get anything. Okay, so that's drawing the face. Then we're going to go for, and this is curious, for a equals 0.1 to 1, step 0.1. So there's nothing saying that a has to be an integer. We've just always used it as an integer, but it can actually be a single value here. It'll start at 0.1, and then the step value automatically by default is 1 every time, unless you specify. So this is by 0.1. So 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, all the way up to 1. So why are we doing that? Because the a value is being used as the aspect ratio. You remember this circle command had a whole bunch of stuff that you could do after the radius and then the color. You could define start and end radii so that you could draw part of a circle. And then the last one was the aspect ratio. This is to draw ellipses instead of circles. And so the aspect ratio was the ratio of the y, right? No. Go back. Oh, I lost it. Details. It was the ratio of the y radius to the x radius. So if this value is greater than 1, then it seems to suggest you're going to get a flat oval, and if it's less than 1, you're going to get a vertical oval. But this is less than 1. So we think that we get a vertical oval. Let's speed this back up. And we'll end here. What is this? Oh, that actually doesn't speed up. Oh, of course, these are the eyes growing. So the right. Okay, the eyes, they grow. They start flat and then they grow up like they're opening. All the way up to 1. So by the end, we're going to be drawing the actual circle. Okay, that's great. Okay, and then we are doing 0.1 to 0.5, and we're drawing some more circles, always with the circles. What in the world is that? Whoops. Talk to me. What is this? Oh, right, because the eyes, they opened up all the way, and then they started back and they opened up to halfway. Okay. Let's open this file up again. Okay. Okay, and then we are going to be drawing, what does all this do? Drawing the pupils of the eyes. Small, what? So the eyes are centered at 220, 150, and 420, 150. And the radius is 30. Then I'm going to So now they're half closed. The eyes are half closed. Or half open, I guess. Half open. So now we're going to draw this circle, the same place, same radius, same color. We're using A. Oh, I see. Because the way we did this loop is we drew the eyes, weighted, erased the eyes. Next time through the loop we draw the eyes, slightly opened more, weighting, erase them. Then after this loop, we're going to have no eyes because the last thing we did was erase them. So we have to draw them again. That's too bad. That should have been in the loop. Oh well. We probably should have drawn them maybe first before the loop, and then our loop consisted of erasing them and drawing them. Okay, anyhow, so after we draw our eyes back, so we actually have eyes, these will be the pupils, the same, centered at the same coordinates, but they're only 5 radius. So we're going to draw the black circle, and then we're going to fill it in with black. Draw another black circle and fill it in. So now we have our eyes. Okay, perfect. Okay, and now we're going to, I think this is the nose dropping. And again, this is the same pattern. We're going to draw the nose, which consists of 4 lines. Four lines. I didn't see that. Where are the 4 lines? Doesn't look like 4 lines to me. That looks like, whoops, 2 lines. Oh my goodness. That is 4 lines. They're 2 very close together. What was I trying to create? Like a 3-dimensional effect or something? (300 to 320 x to x plus 20, 340 to 320 x to x plus 20. This actually will draw the, I'm sure this draws the, yeah, and then I've got, do the same thing, just shove the x's over by 1 pixel. So I'm drawing the V shape, and then 1 pixel to the right, I'm drawing it again for whatever bizarre reason. Okay. That's bizarre. Okay, but again, I'm drawing them, weighting, erasing them. Then when the loop finishes, then I have to draw them again. And it's going to fall to about the Y value 200, which is sort of near the middle of the screen, exactly where you'd expect a nose to be. All right, we've got our nose. Now we're going to, just so we can increase efficiency, we're not going to draw the face anymore. Okay, so what comes next? The mouth. The mouth is not very interesting. Where's our mouth? Yeah, so here's our mouth. 320 is the middle of the x coordinates, but it's closer to the bottom, 300, where a mouth should be. The radius is A, so that's going from 1 to 50. So his mouth is growing in. Color 14 is yellow. and this mouth will stay at a constant aspect ratio of 0.5, which yeah, okay. I thought values greater than 1. Oh, because I'm getting my x's and y's mixed up. That's why. For some reason I was thinking y was on the horizontal for a second. Okay. I think I can remember grade 9 math. Anyway, maybe I have to go back to grade 9 math. Okay, so this is the mouth. We draw the mouth, we wait, we erase the mouth, and then we wait some more. Then we draw the mouth again. This time we're drawing it with a radius of 50 because that's what the loop ended up as. So that is the actual mouth that we should be drawing. Okay, that's the mouth. Now we're doing some painting. At this point, what are we painting? Painting 220. I'm confused about that. Let's put a sleep here, and then we'll end here. I'm confused what these paint commands are doing. Let's see it. So this is without the paint. When I hit a button, it's going to paint. Oh, right, we're erasing. Okay. Okay, we've erased the pupils. Sure, why not? For move. Okay, so this is, we've drawn everything, now we're going to move things. Move, we're going to do, oh my word, whatever we're doing, we're going to do it 5 times. Okay, so the first thing we do is oh yes, this is moving the pupils back and forth, back and forth. So the radius is 5. That's how I can tell it's the pupil. It's a small black circle. We paint it. So this draws the pupil, and this draws the other pupil. Got it. So this draws our 2 pupils. Then we wait, and then we erase them. Okay, and the way we erase them, because this is reversed, the pupils are black when they're not erased. To erase them, we paint them white so that they're the same color as the eyeball. So it's the same pattern. Draw them, wait, erase them, go back up here, and what this does is A is going to vary. Oh, it's just a short little loop here, 220 to 215. And the A is used as the x-coordinate of the pupil. So the pupil is going to move to the left. Woohoo. Okay. Excuse me. Then the pupil is going to move to the right. Same thing. Then the pupil is going to move oh, okay. Right, resting position is 220. It goes to 215, then it goes all the way up to 225, and it goes all the way back down to 220. It's resting position again, and do that 5 times. Woo-hoo. All right, so now we've got our pupils moved, and then we are going to draw them back where they should be. Okay, and now that was move. Okay. Now mouth equals 1 to 5, and because this is a nicely labeled variable, I know what's going to happen. The mouth is going to move. Now the way we move the mouth is not by changing the x and y coordinates, not by changing the radius, but we change the aspect ratio because the mouth is going to open and close. So we're going to bring it from 0.5 to 0.1. 1 is very much closed, 0.5 is its resting position, and we're going to go down by minus 0.1 every time. And we're just going to do the opposite. We're going to close This closes the mouth. This opens the mouth every time. So we open and close the mouth 5 times. Woohoo for that. Okay, what happens after we do the mouth closing? There's the eyes, there's the mouth. We blink, or we wink. We wink. We wink by only drawing the left eye of the guy. Oh wow, we're going from 0.5 to 0, but this time we're stepping by 0.01. So we're going very slowly, very smoothly. And so we draw it, we paint it, and we erase it. Why do we have to paint it? I don't think we had to paint it in this loop because we're shrinking the eye. Oh no, we have to erase it. That's how it erases. I don't think we had to draw it though. Or paint it. All we have to do is erase it. Maybe I'm wrong. Ha! We didn't have to draw it, but I did anyway. We'll put that back just for historical purposes. Okay, then we're going to open the eye again. Draw the circle and paint it. And just go back from 0 to 0.5. Just get back to 0.5, its resting state. Okay. Then we're going to draw the eye and paint it. Then we erase the eye? Did that get erased? Oh. Huh? Oh, no. I'm getting mixed up. This is not the erasing of the eye. This is the redrawing of the pupil. Sorry, I got mixed up with the color being black. We draw the pupil back. Okay, and now once the pupil is back, then we're going to reverse the box. The box that came in, we're gonna bring it back down to the middle of the screen. So this is the same thing as the first thing we did, just backwards. And there it is. So let's open this guy up again. So that was my assignment. I thought it was fantastic. I actually printed this out on paper and brought it. I remember bringing it to my cousin's house and saying, "Hey, look at this. This is so fantastic." I think he thought it was fantastic too. I don't know if he thought it was as fantastic as me, but just the fact that you could have some text printed on a piece of paper. And I mean, it was a fair number of pieces of paper. And I think what happened was that I had to print it out in order to hand it in, because we were still handing in our code hard copy. And so it was printed on the computer's dot matrix printer. So I had this QBasic code printed on a dot matrix printer, and I'd handed it in, and he'd marked it, and he'd given it back to me. And that's why it was in my school bag or whatever when I went over to my cousin's house. And it was just thrilling to me to have this text on this paper that when you put it into a computer, out comes this face. And I remember when I showed, because we also had to run the program for our teacher. He would mark it, the hard copy, but he also wanted to see it run, of course. And so he was there, and he saw this, and he was quite impressed. And a small group of students gathered around me as he was making exclamations of how neat it was they all saw. And yeah, that was one of the moments that I felt very, very, very good about myself. Computer science in high school was a lot of fun, and there's a bittersweet ending to that, which maybe I'll get into one day. Okay, that's it. This has been an adventure in old code about a face making expressions from 1998. I hope you had some fun. Not a very interesting program. It's hard to make these things interesting when it's just a bunch of commands with no actual input. You're just watching something. But anyway, that is another very important step in my development growing up. Thanks for sharing it with me. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time for more adventures in old code.